Alright, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today, back with another game review here in the Flyers. They fall in the third and final game here against Pittsburgh, 4-3 in regulation. Really tough game today. This game, it felt like a weird game. It didn't seem like, both teams, it really didn't seem like that any of them had much room to do anything with the puck. It felt like, honestly, last game we kind of noticed how physical it was, had that playoff atmosphere to it. It felt like a playoff game, and it honestly, it was just a crazy comeback, and the Flyers storm back and they get the win in regulation. And then you come into this game, a little bit of a switch on the lines, to be honest. So starting off, Farabee comes off the COVID list, which was unbelievable news. He's able to play today. So Farabee plays. He slips right back in with Coots and JVR. So still put that line back together. JVR, Couturier, Farabee, Lawton, Hayes, Konechny, Lindblom, Giroux, Aubé-Kubel, and then Raffle, Patrick, and Voracek for that fourth line, which is a little surprising, but I think made sense because, the G line last game had an unbelievable game. The Hayes, Konechny, Lawton line was starting to pick things up, as that game went on last game. They had an unbelievable game today. That was arguably the Flyers' best line today. Defense was Provorov, Braun, Sanheim, Prosser. He comes in because Myers is hurt because yesterday he was doubtful, so he didn't look like he was on the ice yesterday. And he was listed as doubtful for today. He doesn't play, so Prosser comes in and plays with Sanheim, and then Hag is with Gostisbehere there on that third pair. Provorov has a chance literally right at the start of the game, and he doesn't shoot. It's like a 3-on-1, 3-on-2 rush. Flyers, clear shot for Provorov. He doesn't shoot it, slips it by, and the Flyers still, they get that early chance, they just don't shoot the puck. They get a power play, Sanheim gets tripped up, couldn't really get much going, couple chances. They had some push, and it looked like the Flyers are actually really dominating in the first handful of minutes here, and they get the first goal. Great play by Lawton, and really good defensive coverage by the Flyers here, because the way this was, is it was supposed to be a drop pass back to Pettersson, but what happens is everybody is already marked for Pittsburgh, and that was the only pretty much play that Penguins player had, was to make a pass right back to Pettersson. Well, Lawton comes by, tips it right by him, Flyers have a 2-on-0, and a nice little passing play. They don't overpass the puck on 2-on-0s. You've seen that many times, and Konechny ends up potting one here. His first in a long time. 9 of his 12 points have come against Pittsburgh, but I feel like he's only played like 3 other teams beside the Penguins, so I think that would make sense. And then, kind of after that, the Flyers ended up taking a penalty. Provorov takes a hook. They were defending well, blocking shots, not giving the Penguins much room, and then Malkin literally just zips right into the zone off a nice pass, and he scores on a wraparound. It was just an unbelievable nice play by Malkin there. Flyers had a little breakdown in coverage. Nothing Moose can do to tie a game. Provorov had another great chance. He fans on it. He had a very bad first period in this game. It didn't look like I don't know what it is. I feel like the Flyers overuse him, and that's pretty obvious, to be honest. Really nice shift by the Hayes line after that, and then 4-on-4 at 8:22 here. Open ice for both teams. Hayes draws a penalty. Flyers get a power play. Pettersson hold. Go shot. Absolute bullet. And I like seeing that, but again, it was just a one shot. Couldn't even keep the puck in the zone there because the Penguins got it wherever the puck landed and cleared. Lots of turnovers going up the ice. Really bad penalty. A really bad power play, excuse me. And then the Flyers, they end up taking a penalty here. They just were not moving their feet. And it felt like as the game went on, it looked like the Flyers got more tired and tired and tired as the game went on. In the third period, it was just like, it felt like Pittsburgh, once they got the goal to go up 4-3, it felt like they were all over them. But again, the Flyers take a penalty, and Russ scores. Really nice passing play for the Penguins. It was just way too easy for them. The Flyers' penalty kill has just been terrible this year. I don't know what it is. They got guys overcommitting because on that play, Coots blocks the shot and then skates all the way down to try to get it, and then it hangs wide open. It's just like I don't understand, because they overcommit at times. They leave Moose out to dry, or Hart, whoever's in net. And at that point they had a handful of turnovers late in this period. They ended up getting a power play, which was a minute 24 going into the second period. Wasn't a horrible period, but the last 10 to 8 minutes were all in favor of Pittsburgh to get the 2 goals. And again, about 80% of their offense in that period was from the power play. So again, the Flyers, they just were taking way too many penalties, and the penalty kill was just bad. I mean, last year it wasn't even an issue when they took a penalty. But yeah, they'll kill it off anyway. You know what I mean? And now it's like it's worrisome, and it's not good. Starting off second period, they ended up getting a goal here on the power play. Hayes gets one great shot. Really nice setup Hayes ended up finding some ice. Patrick sets up a really nice screen in front, and Hayes absolutely snipes it over Jari's glove, and the Flyers tie the game early. Flyers were sloppy after the goal, though. No harm done, but pretty sloppy. Pittsburgh power play, Konecny takes a trip. Really aggressive on the penalty kill. Block shot by Law, nice save by Elliott on Russ in front, and the Flyers ended up killing that one off. Really nice shift from the Hayes line. Konecny looked really good today, and that wasn't just because of the goal. He looked like he was flying. He was all over the ice, had a handful of chances, set up guys in front, and then the Flyers ended up getting another power play here. Pettersson takes a penalty, his third of the game. A really nice setup from G from that unit. Lots of shots, moved puck really well. It definitely was their best power play all day there in the second period. Moose had a really nice save on Matheson's shot from the point. The Penguins came right down after that power play as it ended, and really nice save by Elliott there. 4-on-4 hockey again, and the Flyers actually get one 4-on-4. Ghost scores to make it 3-2. It was a bullet by Gostisbehere at the point, absolute missile. And Voracek screens in front, get it back to the point. Lawton goes in, sends it back, and Ghost just shoots it, and Jake literally came right across as the puck just came through behind him, and Jari didn't even look like he saw it, and it ended up squeaking by, and the Flyers take a 3-2 lead. That was Voracek's 500th assist, and he is now 5th all-time in Flyers history in assists, so unbelievable milestone there for Jake, and again, he's one of the best Flyers in the last decade here. So really nice play by Santa here to break up a Penguins rush the other way, diving poke check. And then the Penguins, oh God, they get a goal where it's like it's an unbelievably bad time to give up a bad goal because Moose lets one in from the goal line. And again, I'm not blaming, this game is not to be blamed on Elliott. Like, it's not one of them things where, that's just a bad time to give up a bad goal. And Moose has been great all year. But again, he's got to have that one. And it sucks because you're like a minute 50, 2 minutes away to going into the third period, up a goal, and then they get a goal like that. That gave the Penguins all the momentum to go into the third period. End of 2, solid period overall for the Flyers, to be honest. They had 2 goals, bad goal at the end, but again, overall they played pretty well. They were a little sloppy at the end at times, which definitely did lead to that goal because they had a handful of turnovers in front of the net, or not in front of the net, on that shift, I should say. But again, it is what it is. You go into the third period tied. Shots on goal after the second period were 18-14 in favor of Pittsburgh, 11-8 in favor of the Penguins in that period. Flyers were stuck in their own zone early. I mean, they had 4 icings in the first 4.5 minutes there. So, again, it just didn't seem like they had their skating legs at that point, and that's kind of what happens when you have guys, coming off the COVID list, missing games, and guys are still getting back into form, as I've talked about before, with Patrick and Lindblom, and then you also just, there's just a whole mix. I mean, this team has played one game where they've had a full, healthy lineup, and it was the first game of this series against Pittsburgh where they lost 5-2. That was it. And, you could say the first game of the season, but no, they didn't have Gostisbehere because, remember, Ghost was on the COVID list. So that was it. They've played one game healthy out of the 21 they've played, and they're 12-6-3. So, again, it's so tough to even sit here and, complain. This is why I say not to panic, because there's no need. Third period, Flyers had a couple good shifts from the Hayes line and such, but this goal here from Pittsburgh is one of the most aggravating things because you had a pretty good shift down there. Patrick, Lindblom, and Voracek had a nice shift. And what happens, if you look at the angle that they showed on TV from behind the net, behind the Flyers net on this, you see the 3 Flyers on the back check, Patrick, Voracek, Lindblom, all skate off and go to the bench. What happens? Malkin comes up, drop pass, shot, save, rebound, score, and that's it. It was a terrible back check, terrible change, and the Penguins score. And what was one thing the Flyers did really well that they said that they had to do yesterday? What was one thing Lee said? They had to break down the Penguins on the rush, and that's not what happened today. As the game-winning goal is a setup off the rush because you had guys change. So again, it's not something you want to see. It sucks because it just didn't seem like the Flyers had their skating legs in that third period. And that's what happens when as I said, you play a lot of games in a certain amount of days. Today is already, the first of a back-to-back as you play the Capitals tomorrow at home. So it sucks. Again, you have to bounce back. There's no excuses, but it's not easy, and it has been easy for the Flyers team. And the fact that they're 12-6-3 is pretty remarkable, which is why I say there's no need to panic, because it's very early on still. Again, you've played one game with a full lineup, and you haven't had a set offense or defense in God knows how long. So it is what it is. You have to come back here tomorrow against the Capitals at home, and you have to pick up a win. So they only pick up 2 out of a possible 6 points against Pittsburgh. You had a flat effort on Tuesday, really good effort, really good 56 minutes, I should say, against the Penguins there on Thursday, and then you ended up falling flat today on Saturday. So chance to pick it up tomorrow, and again, the Flyers really aren't in that much of a crucial spot standings-wise. The Penguins are now tied with them in points with 27, but the Flyers have 2 games in hand, so you want to make sure you use those games in hand to your advantage and not blow them too. So, again, remember, guys, podcast articles, those links from my channel. Let me know any thoughts you have below on tonight's game. Remember, Flyers Capitals tomorrow at home, 7 o'clock, first game in a long time. Over a year, the Flyers will be having fans in Wells Fargo Center, so that should be awesome to see. Hopefully the Flyers get a bounce-back win and 2 points tomorrow. And remember, guys, as I said, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.